Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day and stay safe out there. Let me know how your quarantine is going in the comment down below. Are you making music? Are you being creative? Because I see musicians being more active than ever at this time, and it's kind of normal. Everybody's home playing, making music, so I want to know how you're doing in the comment down below. In one of the latest videos, you saw me testing on camera my new Boss Katana Mini amp, and I said in that video that one of the reasons because I bought it is because I use it for mixing. I use mini amps and guitar pedals, as you see here on my desk, for mixing to reamp not really guitars but vocals, synths, bass, drums for the most part. A lot of people ask me how I do that, how I reamp a track from the DAW, send it to the pedals or the mini amp and then back in. So by popular demand in this video, I'm going to show you just that, how to reamp vocals, synth, any track that you have on your DAW into this chain. Let's get to it. Before we start, check the info box down below for my mixing courses. A brand new one is coming on modern rock and it's going to be pretty cool. I hope you will like it. Also, free plugins, special discounts, all in the info box down below. And if you want to support MixbusTv, help me out keeping the content coming, click the join button down here, see all the perks of becoming a MixbusTv member, exclusive videos, live chats, posts, and now that the big production is going on, you will access to exclusive footage behind the scenes of the video, pictures, posts, and Q&As. So the very first thing that you need to reamp any track from your DAW into pedals and or mini amp is a reamp box. Okay? I'm using this Da Capo reamping box, which has a line input. Here you will send the track from your DAW, a line level signal, okay? So you will come out from your interface, one of the outputs, into the reamp box. And this again will be a line level signal, which is what your DAW and your interface will output. But pedals and amp require a high Z signal. So the same impedance that will come out of a guitar bass or a guitar, okay? This will do that conversion. This will convert the line level signal into a high Z signal. Here you have an isolated output, which is 1/4 inch jack, okay? And this reamp box is pretty simple. It just has the line input, the isolated output, so there's no noise, a level. This is a passive reamp. And then you have a -10 dB and a +4 dB for both standards. And here you have a ground lift. This is very important because most of the time this will get rid of the ground floor, okay? So you need to have an available output on your interface. You connect that output to this line input reamp box. And here you connect a 1/4 inch jack. So the jack that you use for your guitar. This connection at this point is done. I will show you in a minute on my desk. From here, you go either directly into the amp or into the pedals. And once the signal is there, it's coming out from the amp, you grab a microphone, you put it in front of the amp, you hit record, and it's done. So let me show it to you. All right, so as you can see from my screen, here's the vocal that I'm gonna use for this, okay? So it sounds like this. Saturday night and I'm ready to rap. All right, so first thing is we need to send this vocal to an output, a free output that you have, an available output that you have on your interface. For me, my reamp to the output 6, number 6 of my Motu here, 8 pre-ES, okay? So once I've done this, this signal is coming out from here. Now, if I want to do the same for any other track, I want to do it for bass, I just go to the bass track, for example, here, and send it to the same output, right? Analog number 6, and the bass is gonna come out from there. All right, for now, of course, I'm not gonna send them both. Once you set up your reamp line, you know it's gonna be that one. I can actually rename this and call it reamp line, all right? Once you've done this, we need what we seen before, the Reamp box. So from the DAW, we put this XLR into the balanced line input and the guitar cable into the isolated output. Now, this guitar cable right now is going to my first pedal, which is then going to the second pedal here, which is then going to the third, fourth, fifth, and then this last cable is going into the Katana amp, just like it would with a guitar chain, with a normal guitar chain, okay? So because I have all my effect daisy chained, I can activate them individually or all together, all right? And I can play with them and change the sound distortion. Now, I don't have many effects as in delays and reverbs. This is a reverb, everything else is a distortion or a fuzz, because that's what I usually use my pedals for. But you can have, there's so many, and some of the ones that I'm getting at actually that, like various destroyer and lo-fi and special effects, because I want to incorporate more of those in my Reamp line. Once you have your Reamp, you just grab a microphone, any microphone. This happens to be a very high-end, very good sounding microphone, is the Austrian Audio OC808, but this is what I have. Although, of course, it's nice to have a good sounding mic. You don't need anything fancy. You can use an SM57 for what matters and put it in front of the amp, just like you would with anything else. Now, of course, this will go into an available input of one of your interfaces, okay? In my case, is input number 1. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm creating a new audio track. And as input, I'm giving mic number 1. I am arming the track and click the green button. Now when I'm playing this, the sound will come up from the amp.
Saturday night and I'm ready to ride in my drop top caddy down the 405, heading down to the Sunset Strip tonight.
Okay, now I can record the signal and I will start playing with my pedals. I'm trying to catch the angle so you can see what I'm using and how it changes the vocal, okay? So we hit record.
Saturday night and I'm ready to ride in my drop top caddy down the 405, heading down to the Sunset Strip tonight. Head down the boulevard through Beverly Hills, stop at the Rainbow to get my fill. I'm getting ready for a rock and roll party tonight. Coming down to meet me at the Whiskey, where the stars all come out at night. Coming down and meet me at the Whiskey. Lights go out in the Bennett's stage. I feel the energy in this place. It's going down on the Sunset Strip tonight. Like all the bands that are behind me fight. Reading cars like we live in the times. They're hailing Guns and Roses before they were famous. Where the stars all come out at night. Coming down and meet me at the Whiskey. Hollywood Sunset Strip on a Saturday night. Ow!
You get the point. You can have a lot of fun with this chain, with a Reamp setup like this, to add distortion, special effects. This one is self-oscillating when you hit certain settings. Super, super cool. I had some that I didn't plug in. I have the Tube Screamer. I have this one, which is, I don't remember what clone. This is the OCD clone. They're pretty cheap pedals and they work very, very well. One thing though, if you only want to use the pedals as outboard analog effects, because this is what they are when you're mixing, okay? And it's, like I said before, it's a great cheap way to expand your palettes of distortion, delays. This is amazing on guitars. This is amazing on bass. You can do so much with pedals for very, very cheap. If you don't want to use an amp and remic it and re-record the signal, but you just want to go back into your DAW from your last pedal from a pedal, then you will need also a DI box like this. This is passive. I like passive more than active in general, as a general rule. If that's the case and you don't want to use the amp, the last pedal that carries the last cable, instead of connecting it to the guitar amp right there, you would connect this one to the line input of the DI box, and then the balanced output will go into your interface as a line level input. Okay, just as you would if you were plugging a guitar or a bass into a DI to record direct into your DAW. In my case, I usually plug my DI into my API, but that's, you know, taste and just because I have it. You don't need it. This is a super cheap basic passive DI box. It has 0 and -30 dB attenuation, ground lift. That's how you do if you don't want to use the mini amp or the big amp or reamp the sound through the mic. Nowadays, pretty much every DI reamp box has it, but just so you know how important it is to have a ground lift, especially when you use distortion. So if I do this, if I put the distortion on, and you can hear it's noisy, but it's bearable if I do the ground lift. So that's a big difference, okay? Make sure you have one with a ground lift, otherwise it's gonna be hell, all right? Stay tuned because more pedal, more fun is coming, and I will show them to you and how I use them. And this is it for this video, how to reamp any track, vocal, snare, drums, bass, synths, whatever you want, into a mini amp or a big amp, and using pedals as effect. Guitar pedals are a great cheap way to expand your hardware analog effects when you're mixing. So keep that in mind because there's a lot of cool sounding delays, glitch effects, lo-fi, distortion, saturations. Guitar pedals are a lot cheaper than Outboard and can be a great palette of colors and effects to enhance your mixes. I use them all the time. Some new ones are coming and I will show you those as soon as I get them. They're very, very cool. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave a like. Leave your comments down below if you have any question. Stay tuned and click the bell icon down here because you know, if you follow the channel, there are a lot of great news coming up, not just the new mixing course, but many, many things about music promotion, a big music promotion and release. So definitely stay up to date. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your comments down below. Thank you for watching. See you next time.